Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode. Today I'll be sharing with you about New Year's resolution. I know we're just a few moments away, a few days away to New Year's, and I thought this is a wonderful opportunity to start preparing you for your New Year's resolutions. I know most of the times, we wait until the new year itself, but it's always good to do a review of the year that is winding down. So 2016 is almost at its end. So this is a time to reflect on the year that has passed, what you had put as that year's resolution. Have you met them? Have you not met them? Why? What worked? What didn't work? It's a little bit like a business, a business before they close the year end, before they close their books, they have to look and analyze what worked and what didn't work. So before going to the new drawing board, let's just go back and make a list and see what had transpired in the year that has gone, what lessons have we taken from that, and what can we do better in the year to come. And most of the times we confuse New Year's resolutions as a wish list, because we think, oh, this is what I would like to do, but it's a commitment. It's a vow that you make to yourself. It's a promise that you make to yourself or to your family members or those around you, regardless of what the resolution is. So it's a commitment that you're making. And sometimes we don't think that it's important to keep it because maybe it's because we're making it towards ourselves and we don't see the importance of keeping it. But let me tell you, it's very important because in the Bible, in Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 4 and verse 5, it says it's important to not be hasty in making promises, because if you make a promise and you don't keep it, God is not in agreement with you. But you know what? It's better to not make a promise than to make a promise and not keep it. So really, even God takes it seriously when we make promises. So take this year's resolutions as actually a promise that you're making, whether it's to yourself or to those around you. So I know resolutions, sometimes we make them so long, but on my part, my recommendation is to have only 3 resolutions so that it's easy to manage and easy to keep. So I have 3 tips as well, just to help you to keep in track and to be able to see how you're going to take into this New Year's resolution. So resolution number 1, I always say it's important to make sure that your resolution is realistic. I know most of the people, we make these huge resolutions and then, come even the second month, by March, we're not even able to keep them because they are not realistic. Let's say, for example, you're taking the resolution of saying, you know what, this year I want to lose 50 pounds. And you have to ask yourself, is it realistic to lose 50 pounds in 1 year? One, it might not even be healthy to lose 50 pounds in 1 year. So, make sure that it's a resolution that is really realistic. Or for example, you're saying, you know what, I want before the end of this year to be completely debt free. You might not be able to be debt free if you have $50,000 worth of debt and you're earning only $60,000 per year. So you have to make goals or resolutions that are really realistic so that you can be able to live up to them, so that you can be able to make them to the end. Tip number 2, they have to be measurable. So if you're making a resolution, it has to be measurable. How can you keep track? How can you know that you have made it? A good way of doing this is to divide your the year either in a quarterly. Make sure every 3 months you're checking up on yourself to see if you're on track for your resolution. It could be monthly, it could be weekly. It's very important to put pit stops along the way so that you can measure and see, am I on track for meeting my resolution? Because time flies so fast, and if you don't keep track, before you know it, the year is gone and you haven't accomplished what you wanted to do. The same thing that businesses do, They make sure that they have quarterly reviews to make sure that they're on track. And if things need to be tweaked, you can tweak them in between. So the last resolution, I say it has to be short and sweet. It has to be sweet. You know, everything we do, you have to find enjoyment in it. So if you have a resolution that is such a drab, you won't be able to do it. You know, find enjoyment in everything you do. Even if the resolution itself is a drab, put some enjoyment into it so that it can keep you motivated to be able to hold on to it until to the end. For example, you have something like losing weight. I mean, it's tough, it's a lot of work, but if you throw in a reward saying for every 5 pounds that I lose, you know what, I'm going to pamper myself. Either I'm going to the spa, I'm going to treat myself to a massage, or I'm going to go shopping. Why not? So the fact that you have that motivation, you have that reward in it, is going to keep that motivation going, and you're going to be able to stick to your resolutions. So I hope, guys, as you go on your drawing boards to make those resolutions, you know, make sure that you stick to them, because it's a promise, it's a commitment you're making to yourself, or maybe to those around you. You could be saying that you want to spend more time with your, with your family. Make sure you stick to it, because it's important. It's a promise that you have made, and you have to keep it. Don't forget to write down your resolutions, because if you don't write it, you'll forget it. Make sure it's somewhere where you can see every day, so it can remind you and to keep you in track. Guys, if this has been a blessing to you, share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe. 2017 is going to be a blast. If you want to not miss any of our videos, any of our articles, you can also visit us on my blog at yengascorner.com. Until then, have a blessed 2017. Happy New Year from me to all of you.